Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you with the Raw Monday Night 5-point preview of everything that's going to be going down on Monday Night Raw. Tomorrow is going to be January 4th. This is going to be the lead into the Royal Rumble. I know that last week we got I guess you can say a jobber battle royal almost with Big Show and Curtis Axel and Heath Slater and Gold Dust. There's a whole bunch of guys that were out there, and they announced that the Royal Rumble was coming. Big Show announced that he was going to be in it. Since then, Curtis Axel has been the second person to announce that they were going to be in this. The Royal Rumble's coming up right around the corner, and I know a lot of people, they debate, definitely WrestleMania is number one, but I think when it comes down to it, the Royal Rumble is probably the second must-see show of the year, even though that SummerSlam is sort of treated like it's bigger, and definitely SummerSlam is being turned into trying to be another WrestleMania, for another travel event for lots of fans to go. I know that honestly it's not really spaced out enough. If you think WrestleMania is most of the time at the end of March or the first week of April, and then you want people to turn around in August and 4 months later travel to New York to go to Brooklyn. I know that you got to have SummerSlam be the biggest party of the summer, but it just doesn't really make the most sense. But when it comes down to it, I'm looking at the landscape. I think the Royal Rumble more than likely is going to be won by somebody. Maybe Undertaker is like your biggest wild card, but as of right now, my biggest guy that I'm looking forward to seeing in the Royal Rumble would be Brock Lesnar. Whether if they announce it, whether if they don't announce it, I think that Brock is my pick to get the win. I know that everybody thinks that he'll come in or about number 23, 27, or the magical number 30 spot. And keep it a surprise. But Brock hasn't really been mentioned in a long time. He was a part of the Royal Rumble last year, having probably one of the match of the years for WWE with the Seth Rollins, John Cena, Brock Lesnar triple threat for the championship, which Brock ended up winning. I think that he's the guy that I think is going to be going down. The definite number one main event of the night would be Vince McMahon being the special guest referee of Sheamus against Roman Reigns, which is going to be a big match for the WWE Championship. They definitely want to get the year kicked off in the right direction, with them having USA, getting SmackDown, which is going to be debuting on Thursday this week. Definitely look forward to seeing some sort of a cliffhanger, which makes people want to tune in immediately to SmackDown. I know that last week it was a live SmackDown, which was all right. There was nothing really spectacular about it being on the WWE, and it's kind of special because it's only like once a year they give us these live SmackDowns. A couple of years ago, they were giving us a few of them. It makes it must-see television, honestly, in my opinion. I know a lot of people were thinking that SmackDown was going to be moved live to Tuesday. One of my predictions for the upcoming WWE year is that Vince will see the writing on the wall and maybe think there's too many guys in the back and he fires half of the writing crew. I think that less is more, and I think that definitely if they would have moved it to Tuesday, you could have had less of a crew. You have less time to sort of screw things up, and definitely with it being live, it gives it a must-feel event about, I got to make sure I watch Raw because I don't want to miss it, and it's what we've always done. But now SmackDown, which has really become a, who cares show, it really does mean something. Last week, we were cheated with John Cena getting he returned and he got his rematch to go after the United States Championship, which wasn't even defended one time on Monday Night Raw by Alberto Del Rio. I can't even remember if he even put the championship on the line at a pay-per-view. None of the matches really mattered. I guess he got injured at Hell in a Cell. Survivor Series, he was inside of the tournament, and then that would leave us going into TLC, which I can't even remember what Del Rio did at TLC, so I don't even know if he ever defended the United States Championship. But the guys all came running out of the back. The match was called a disqualification, which then led to Roman Reigns coming down and hitting a big spear on Rusev, I believe. But maybe we're going to see a lot of cheap tag team matches of John Cena and Roman Reigns going up against Del Rio, Rusev, and who else is in that group? I guess that just leaves Sheamus. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the main event of SmackDown this week, trying to think of some big 2-on-3, or if maybe they want to throw Ryback in there, we'll see what happens. But, will Cena get another United States Championship shot? Honestly, in my mind, I don't think that he needs to be the U.S. champion. I think that he can go on a run of having matches that are just sort of single runs and seeing what happens to the United States Championship. But definitely, we can tell with Del Rio's run that if the title's not on Cena, it doesn't really mean anything. But maybe that's what Cena likes about being the United States champion, is that he makes it matter. We're going to have to find out what the hell's going on with Tyler Breeze and Summer Rae. I thought that, honestly, they might have just gone out there and done their breakup on SmackDown last week for the live show, maybe to make people think that this was going to be something on television. At the end of the day, it doesn't even get put on TV. Them breaking up means no sense to me. Summer Rae has bounced around from Dolph Ziggler to Rusev to Tyler Breeze. Does she just go for a fourth, or is she going maybe getting in the women's division? She's actually going to wrestle. My guess is that she probably is just going to sort of disappear. Maybe they thought that Summer Rae was actually holding Tyler back, but why didn't they go with some sort of a storyline of Tyler Breeze just picking another girl and just two-timing Summer, making him look like he really is one of the most prettiest guys in the world, that people actually fall for him? But it looks like he's just going to be out there on his own, and that's going to be there. New Day, we're going to have to find out who their new contenders are going to be at the Rumble. I thought it was going to be the Lucha Dragons with their wins over the New Day in their matches last week, but with Sin Cara and Hunico's injury, it looks like it's going to be the Dudleys. Maybe they were going to do a three-way or something like that, but it looks like Dudleys versus New Day is going to be a Royal Rumble Tag Team Championship match, and maybe the Dudleys will actually pick up the straps. You can think back to when they were doing SummerSlam. They came back with their return. They put the Dudleys through a table about 1,000 times. They had the big match at the Madison Square Garden show, but they weren't able to pull down the big win. So we'll have to see when the Dudleys are going to get those titles, if they're ever going to get them. But that's going to be the Monday Night Raw 5-point preview for January 4th. So check your local listings, and be a big one on USA.